Alrighty, guys. So with the downfall of official, we decided to move to small tribes instead. And I was gonna join some mates, and they were basically prim locked on their server. So we decided to find another server. Having servers already been out for about 2.5 weeks at this point, almost all of them was prim locked. We spent all night trying to find one. We would go do a little no run, tame a PT, go around, check all the caves, see what was good with each server. We finally found one that wasn't entirely prim locked, so we decided to build up on it. However, one day into building, the tribe in Easy Underwater got wiped, which led then to the other tribe that wiped them officially being able to prim lock the server, so that was wonderful. As we were building up, they kept telling us there was no point, there was no point, they were going to wipe the whole server. So slowly but surely, we've started to come back and take all the artifact caves, and here's a little small tribe series, and showing us starting to get the arties and get ourselves some tech. So we get on, we started as a little trio, it went to a four-man. We got onto the server, and the best move in our opinion is to get a little raft going. It's a little portable base, because 2.5 weeks in the server, anyone with a Rhino and a Stego will drop it on a little starter that doesn't want you to build up. So we got a little raft going. Little doeds, some RGs. We got an angler, an Anki, and then we would craft metal on one raft and use the other raft to protect it. And yeah, nearly every single base spot on server was taken or had base spam of some sort. So we had to go and farm some C4 and waste time making turrets and ammo so we could blow some spam and then claim the iceberg for ourselves while being PvP'd. Here's about 16 hours in. We had a really good start, but we were slow at getting heavy since there were so many tribes on server. Every time there was a Titan we found, we were getting jumped by endless tribes, and they would just focus like, the guy with the Thyla in their hand. So that was the really slowest part about the startup, was getting that. And then there's endless farming, in small tribes. Only 6 man, so there's going to be a couple of farming clips in here. We had no handouts, so we had to go and tame all of our own tames, of course. And this Quetzal right here will come into a big play later on. nearly 48 hours in, nah, probably about 36 hours in, we finally got ourselves some heavy turrets. This tribe right here, the beef ran deep with. Every time we would pick a tame to try and bring it back to base, or we'd go out on a farm run, we would get jumped. They would sit like 2 or 3 PTs deep and then another 2 or 3 RGs deep. Always 3 to a 6 man outside with multiple PTs and RGs to mix it up. So farming was AIDS. We finally waited for them to leave their base to go out looking for PvP somewhere else, and we quickly ran in and meat ran everything to get some payback and some saddles back early on. I shout out my boy Banzi on this one. He's actually a legend. We got the Rhino. He had tamed a Bronto and we left it around Greynob because like who can be asked walking that all the way back to the iceberg. So we left it at Greynob and we found a Rhino. We got it pregnant right here at Greynob. Waited for it to hatch after getting 0 cravings because it wanted element on the very first incubation. What a fucking W, right? And when it hatched, he whistled it all through the swamp, killing aggro teams, aggro into him in it. Put it on a raft and swam that sucker all the way back to our base. Actually, a W man's. And then, BPs are crucial, so the amount of Liplerodons we tamed was insane. We found they really didn't help very much at all for cave drops with the amount we ran hard, but they do help quite a lot for the land drops. However, I'm sure they do give more luck in the water. After about 6 or 7 of them, decided it was useless. As you can see right here as I get it with my buff and get a scuba BP and an RG saddle worth 20,000 hide. And then this isn't the most insane progress ever, but we are pretty happy to be able to get this going in like 72 hours, roughly at this point. Our breeders definitely needed some more protection and a wall so they didn't all get tame sniped. We'll get to that later. But we got a base up, which was nice, and we got it so it wasn't such an easy Rhino stego drop, although it had been tried a few times. Ben's also talking that rah-rah, so we had to make him go real quick. Well, 6 Megatheriums was definitely not the right call. However, my imprint one clutched up. This is definitely the closest boss fight I think I've ever done. We traded final blows, and we're able to finally get ourselves tech. That would have been such a demotivator if we failed that, considering it was 4 or 5 days in and it was our first boss we were able to run. However, one of our mates was able to sneak into another boss fight on their server, and he got himself the monkey boss, which is a huge W considering the server that's prim locking the server owns pack, mains easy underwater, and they are allied with Carnal Cave, so getting monkey is almost impossible. However, instead of making a rep and progressing a little bit faster, we thought it'd be a better idea to get a tech Jenny. And so we had some friends on server we were able to give the resources to, or we had made some friends on server we were able to give the resources to, and thankfully they didn't run away with our stuff. They actually crafted us a tech Jenny and some turrets and Ellie, and we just filled our turrets and put tech turrets up on the base instead of wasting everything on a gen and a rep. As I spoke earlier, the tribe did wipe easy underwater to take it, and they had spent the last couple of days moving everything down there. And they had put out an on global saying join the Discord, and we joined, and the guy was alive. He was inside the back of Easy. He had sleeping bags from when they wiped it. He had swam a bastion and put bags in the back for drops, not knowing that they would claim it, but just in case, he put bags all over the base. And of course, the idiots didn't put beds or didn't put internals on their crafting, so the guy was able to fully drop the entire crafting station of the Bob's base. He wiped easy. We went and right prior to that, you saw us tame sniping all other tames at their main base in the Metal Mountain, and they had TP'd everything into easy. He was also a melee Bob, so after we tame sniped everything, he dropped all the floors with a pike, and most of their tames fell into water and died. However, they are quite the teamers. They had their beta tribe start up on Alpha Pillar, and they merged tribes to a new act of people that were motivated. So even though we wiped their main snow base and easy underwater, they merged into a new tribe, and we have eliminated one tribe, making it now only one tribe we have to fight instead of 2 tribes now teaming on the server, which is quite a huge W to even the playing field to a 6v6 versus a 6v12. And then here we come back numerous times to finish wiping off this base to take one of their land bases away. After we wipe this, they are now left with only Alpha Pillar. And again, it's a huge step because they're only a 6-man instead of a 12-man fighting everyone, which is really good. Now it's time. We gotta start getting more artifacts to get us some engrams. So on with wiping Swamp and Pack Cave. Both online, we decided to fob them, and yeah. So now on server, a new tribe has come in and has managed to take over control of the Clever and Hunter caves. Actually, they've been Hunter cave for a while, so these alphas are no longer able to run Brood Mother because they can't get any more artifacts. They had most of their artifacts despawned, which means they've been running Monkey repeatedly because that's the only artifacts they have, and maybe Dragon. So we had to go make a play on that. First we go for Dragon, and then we go to eliminate one of their other resources of element next, which is their pack cave. However, as we were getting in almost both cases, we didn't push turrets up enough, so they're able to claim it back. But without a reliable source of element, we know it's only a matter of time before they start running dry from their current element supply. Having broken multiple land TPs, multiple cave TPs, running their element shortage dry on bases, we know they're hurting, and running Monkey is not a viable option to keep making shotgun ammo and running in and running the boss and not being able to focus on ADV. As embarrassing as it was, we actually didn't drop the heart underwater. We soaked every single thing besides one turret. And as I got in the back, my buddy Doug do a heavy and they TP'd over with a full tech suit. So we instantly went over here to the volcano knowing damn well if we soaked the whole thing and I went and baited myself into dying by a turret, they would be stupid enough to TP directly over again. So right here I go turn in the bait and we C4 trapped them and kitted a full suit, element count in 1 day, pack cave, hard underwater, fully soaked. We'll go back and drop it, don't worry. This TP, full suit, that's what? That's about 3 boss fights right there? Well, they're already running low on artifacts. That one's gotta hurt.